Oh my god. So I just want to thank everyone for how much support I got in the last video, because it was an insane amount, like a lot more than I was thinking to get. So yeah, here we are with part 2, and yeah. So a few things before I start. First off, I just want to say thank you all for 200 subscribers. That is an amazing milestone, and I cannot believe I hit it. Secondly, I'd like to announce the next character I'm doing. The next character I'm doing is Sonic, so if you guys want to leave your own recommendations and your own stereotypes for Sonic skins, please leave them down below. I would love to read them all, and I promise you I will actually read all of those comments. I read them all in the previous video. It was a lot of helpful feedback, so thank you very much. So I will be going through all those. Lastly, the reason why I'm doing WYST in this video and not another character is because I'm most familiar with this character, and I don't want to butcher any of the other ones that other people might have good opinions on. That's why I'm trying to leave it up to you guys to try and tell me a little bit more about the characters so I don't mess up in the future. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Alright, finally, let's get into it. Today we're going over WYST skin stereotypes, and I have to remind you, these are just stereotypes. They don't apply to everyone. They're just a general summarization of what people think of the character, and that's it. So if you see your favorite skin on here and it doesn't have a good reputation, just know it doesn't apply to everyone. It's just a stereotype. You guys ready? Let's go. Now there's two main things that I think of whenever I think of a default skin. A, they're very bad at the game, or B, they are good at the game, but they simply just don't want to buy any skins yet because they haven't yet committed to actually playing WYST. One thing for sure that connects these two is that they both abuse the ever-loving hell out of the giant hitbox that WYST has. WYST swings so far to the point where it just seems unfair sometimes. If I'm being honest, that's the main reason I started playing him. But if they have WYST, that at least means that they built up some coins, so they do know how to play the game. They're not exactly the worst players in the world, but don't expect too much out of them, because they're still just probably new at the game, so just don't expect too much from them. I mean, what am I supposed to say about this guy? Like, I mean, maybe there's something on here. Wait, what does that say? Clyde's movements are deliberate? Clyde actually does directly chase Pac-Man most of the time? Sure, we'll go with that. But if we're being serious, these guys most likely played the original Pac-Man and simply just liked Clyde for who he was. I'm not sure why they like Clyde, I'm not sure if there was something different about him, but hey, or maybe their favorite color is orange. Who knows? I certainly don't. These guys play Pac-Man and only Pac-Man. Even if it's not a good map for them, or even if it's Double Trouble and it's still not a good map for them, they refuse to switch. Probably because the skin is worth 2 other characters, but hey, who am I to judge? Overall though, I think these guys let their ego get ahead of their gameplay most of the time, and you can find them messing up a lot of the time because they simply just don't want to switch. Don't get me wrong, these guys definitely know how to play WYST, and they're not bad at the character, but they definitely refuse to swap even if it's not a good map for them, or even if they're probably going to lose. Gnorpy will never not be funny to me, and most of the guys that play Gnorpy are also really chill. These guys would much rather have fun than sweat for a win for absolutely no reason. These guys are some of the chillest players you can find in Pillar Chase. Or if you get really unlucky, these guys will stomp your lobby for absolutely no reason. This guy couldn't afford Gnorpy. Bronze players are definitely not the best, but they're also not the worst in their category because they finally have reached level 10 and are starting to finally understand how the character works. Granted, their frenzies are kinda weird, their pellets almost never hit, but they're still learning the character, so they have a little bit of leeway. These guys definitely don't understand though that if they keep firing pellets from 30 feet away, that they're never gonna end up catching that last guy that is always taunting them. They didn't want to keep wearing the default skin, but there was no other skin that looked as good, so they settled for something that looked similar to the default skin. Not being so serious, this looks basically almost exactly like the default skin. I mean, just look at it. But if these guys are actually going to commit to spending 1,000 coins on the skin, then they're most likely at least somewhat decent, so just beware of that. I mean, like, what do they want me to do? Comment on the color again? I can't keep doing this. Like, what even is there on Blinky? Blinky... What does that say? Blinky is the most persistent of the original 4. He is the most aggressive ghost in the arcade game and is always directly targeting Pac-Man when he's in chase mode. That's good enough. These guys are very aggressive and will almost always be on your tail. As soon as they see you, they are not going to drop that chase until they get you, even if it costs them the entire match. And sometimes they're not even successful with that, burning all their time and then leaving the lobby because they don't want to deal with the shame. These guys are fairly decent. I mean, they've had enough time to understand the physics of the pellets, so they understand where they're going, and their frenzies aren't too bad. Their main problem now is tracking. Without frenzy, these guys cannot find you for anything. And when I say these guys, I mean myself. But it's a very big problem among WYST teammates because they simply just can't find people that easily without having to use their frenzy, which it's okay in some scenarios because, you know, you have the time to, but in late game pressure, they're going to struggle a lot to try and find people, which is going to run out the clock and most likely have people win more often. Now, if you ever played Pillar Chase, you understand that it's a very dark game, so lights are the only way you're going to be able to see around. But this guy himself is a literal lighthouse. On any map that is dark enough for a killer to sneak up on you, this guy shines brighter than the sun, and that's not a lie either. When I originally saw the skin came out, I was actually very excited until I wore it for the first time and realized people can see me from across the map just because my skin is so bright. To the people who wear the skin, they don't really care about the drawback, they just care about looking nice, which is honestly fine by me. This is the same guy that wears female skins in video games and says he only does it because the hitboxes are smaller. Listen, I get it, you want to have a reason to wear female skins, but guess what, no one's judging you, I promise you, absolutely no one. I'm not going to judge you for wearing the color pink, in fact, I would also wear it too, so guess what, we can be cool together, alright? Alright. These guys are some of those smug players you will meet while playing this game. They will constantly spam the phrase, "you are an idiot" in chat once they kill someone, and they won't stop until they get everyone in the lobby. And God forbid if they kill the entire lobby, they are going to be spamming this to the moon. But I promise you, if they can't catch up to you, they'll get mad really easily, and most likely rage quit out of the lobby. These guys are almost always annoying to deal with, but in the rare occasion where you find a nice one, they're still probably going to be somewhat mean to you, but what do you expect? I mean, like, what am I supposed to, his favorite color is blue? He's just, I mean, like, what am I, hold on, let me look, alright. His behavior is dependent on blinkies using the relative position of both him and Pac-Man. This can lead to often blinking what the f*** am I reading? His favorite color is blue. Are you happy? You know what, or this is just a Sonic main who refuses to main Sonic and just likes the blue character. I don't know. This guy is essentially a few steps away from perfection. I mean, he's only one skin away from being diamond, but he still could use a little bit of work. These guys are still very good though, so be aware of them. But also, some people who have the skin probably don't wear it because it looks a little bit too glossy and they don't really like the way that it looks. But to the people that do wear the skin, they just want to flex the fact that they're actually good at the character and want to show other people. Why would anyone, like... There's a few people that could wear the skin. A, people who just simply don't like the look of Pac-Man, which is like, I don't know why. Or, you know, 2, they just have no sense of fashion. I mean, just look at it, it's disgusting. If these guys are actually willing to put the coins in for the skin, just know that they're probably going to be actually good at the game, so just be aware of that. These guys 100% have a light up keyboard, and I'm pretty sure this skin actually runs into the exact same problem as the other Ghost one. You can most likely be seen from extremely far away while wearing the skin, which is kind of the biggest downside of why wearing these skins aren't that good. But hey, if these guys are willing to sacrifice their self for a skin, they're most likely good enough to actually want to give it up, so beware of them. I've only ever come across this skin once, and in the one time I played up against them, they absolutely whooped me. These guys are willing to give up the sleek look of Pac-Man just to go and be a machine. But what I can confidently say is that these guys were 100% staring at the fan art on the wall forever, waiting for the skin to get added into the game. They just like scaring new players. That's the only reason why anyone would actually wear the skin. I mean, don't get me wrong, it has a really cool look, but I think that the main reason that people wear the skin is just because they want to scare casuals that don't usually play this game. Because I mean, how would you feel if out of the darkness some random thing with a bunch of teeth just started chasing after you? I mean, you'd be pretty terrified, right? And with the Pac-Man music mixed in, these guys wouldn't even know what to do. The 9-year-olds would start panicking before turning off the game and never turning on Roblox ever again. Considering the fact that this was during the Christmas event and anyone could have bought this as long as they played the game enough, it doesn't necessarily say that they played WYST, it could just mean that they got the skin during the event. But to the WYST mains that actually do use the skin, they're most likely at least somewhat decent, or they're very new to the character and just like the look of the character and want to try him out. So it's a very broad range when it comes to this, so just keep that in mind. These guys think that they're better than everyone else. Putting on some gloves and some shoes does not make them better, but that's what they think. And with their nice little tie that's all blue, they think that they're going to be better than everyone else in the lobby. Newsflash, they're just as good as any other WYST main. But these guys will insist that they're most likely better, or these guys are extremely casual and are actually pretty chill dudes. They just like the fancy look and think it makes them look nice, so they usually put it on and then just mess around with their friends. Now this is a WYST main. He understands that he doesn't exactly like the look of the diamond, so he decided to settle for the next best option. These guys are almost just as scary as most diamonds because they understand the game, and if they're willing to drop several characters worth of coins on a single skin, then they are definitely going to be very good at the character. These guys like the original look of Pac-Man, but wanted to give him a little bit more of an 8-bit look, so they settled for this one, and now they're stomping as many lobbies as they please. You're not making it out of the game alive. Simple as that. These guys have absolutely perfected Pac-Man. They can hit their pellets from across the map if they want to. They don't even need Frenzy to find you, but they'll activate it for their triple pellets and will almost always hit all three. No matter what you do, you are not making it out of this game alive. Just like I said for MX, these guys are going to absolutely stomp your game, or they're going to leave that last person alive and just let them run out the clock. These guys are absolutely terrifying though. If you ever see one in your game, either you're going to dodge or they're going to just stomp your lobby constantly. So it honestly depends on how you're feeling. And God forbid they get paired up with someone in double trouble, you guys are absolutely screwed. And if for some reason you own every single character that is on this list, please go try out a different character. And if you have all them complete as well, go outside and touch some grass. But that is every single skin for WYST. Honestly, this video was a lot of fun making, and since I mained the character this time, I was very knowledgeable and was able to actually have a lot of insight on how different mains reacted. But like I said at the beginning of the video, if you guys have any tips about Sonic mains or their skins, please drop them in the comments below, because I'm going to be reading those and I'm going to be using a lot of them in the next video, because I am not that knowledgeable about Sonic mains. Thank you all for watching so much. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and consider liking and subscribing. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a very wonderful rest of your day.